Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm scared. I thought I was doing really good on not buying books. I know that I went the entire month of January only buying one book, and that one book was my book of the month book, because I was so kindly gifted a year-long subscription to Book of the Month. Okay, I was kindly gifted 12 credits, so if I pick one a month, then it'll last all year. I've been doing good at that for the past 3 months. April's Book of the Month hasn't come out yet as of time of filming this, but when you see it, I will probably have already picked April's too. However, for the past 3 months, I've only used 1 credit each month. And that I wasn't really counting. But then I gathered all of the books I bought this year. For someone who is trying to have a physical TBR of 0 by the end of 2026, ooh, I sure have a book buying problem. Here's the thing. Should I regret these? Maybe. Do I? Not really, because it could be worse. And most of these I got thrifting, so they were cheap. Not that that matters. Okay, I'm going to shamefully show you every book that I've bought up until this point this year. At the end, we're gonna count how many books I bought total, how many of them I've read, and everything like that. So get comfortable. This might be a longer video. Okay, this first one is You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Aweke Emezi. This follows Faye. Yeah. This follows Faye, who is getting over her boyfriend, who was the love of her life. He died in a car accident 5 years ago. She hasn't really had any relationships since then. So I really thought this book would be about grief, and it would be, you know, really hard-hitting. I haven't read a lot of it. No, I guess that's a good chunk. I've read 57 pages. And I don't care about it. I don't like it. So I am going to be DNFing this book. I can't connect to the main character, and I also I don't understand her new relationship. Like, I don't really like him. So I'm gonna unhaul that one. That one is gonna be counted as read though, because for all intents and purposes, I have read it. Okay. Then we have This Story Might Save Your Life by Tiffany Crum. This was Book of the Month for March. It is currently March, and I haven't started it yet. I need to before the end of the month, according to my own rules. But it's like these two podcasters go overseas to investigate something for their podcast, I think. And then Joy goes missing, and everyone is looking at Benny like he murdered her. Then we have The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. Honestly, when this came out in 2024, everyone was loving it. I didn't quite jump on the bandwagon at the time, but I have since read Broken Sisters, not The Broken Sisters. I don't know. The first book by Liz Moore. And it was beautiful. So this is like a mystery about this girl that goes missing from a summer camp. There's The Last House on the Street by Diane Chamberlain. Diane Chamberlain is queen of Dual Timeline, and she usually has some kind of like mystery in her stories. So for this one, since there are a couple of blurbs on here, I'm just going to read one of the blurbs instead of telling you what this book is actually about. Diane Chamberlain eloquently brands together two stories, set apart by history to render this taut edge-of-your-seat tale of two women reckoning with the dark truth of the land they call home. As compelling as it is important, the novels focus on the efforts of a group of college students in the South during the Civil Rights movement will no doubt make it a favorite amongst book clubs everywhere. Okay, so I do really enjoy her dual timelines. I'm not really a historical fiction girly, but for some reason Diane Chamberlain's stories, even though primarily set like as a historical fiction, they work for me. I say that like I've read a bunch. I've only read one, but it was beautiful. Then we have The Baking Games by Rachel Hannah. I mean, look at how beautiful that is. This is a romance about, she owns a bakery, and then she starts having a competition to see who can bake better, question mark, but I think it's a rom-com. It says, this book was phenomenal. I couldn't put it down. It had me hooked from the first page to the last. The characters were unforgettable, and I love them all. I couldn't wait to see how it ended. Rachel Hannah has done it again. This book has moved up to my favorite of hers, and Hallmark needs to check it out. Would make a great Hallmark movie. And then we have My Murder by Katie Williams. This is a sci-fi-esque novel, right? Oh, okay. My Murder is a gripping speculative twist on the crime novel. So I don't know who our main character is. I don't know her name. But Lo dies. Lo is murdered. And then she's given a second chance, so she goes back a week to stop her impending death. But when she keeps going back a week, she can never stop it, so then she starts thinking, well, maybe I should just solve my murder. There's The Girl Who Was Taken by Charlie Donnelly. I don't know. It's about two missing girls, but two girls were abducted and one was returned. The other one was never seen again, and I think it's like 10 years later. I have since read The Girl Who Was Taken by Charlie Donnelly, and it was a 5 out of 5. Then I have The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Dystopian, banned book, women's rights, civil rights. I mean, everyone knows The Handmaid's Tale. There's Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've read most of a book that's already in here called The Future Saints, and I was really enjoying it, so I got the impression that if I really like The Future Saints by Ashley Winstead, that I should read the OG, which is Daisy Jones and the Six. Black Girls Must Die Exhausted by Jane Allen. Black Girls Must Die Exhausted is a smart, sophisticated portrait of three very different women united in both their struggles and their joy. Allen seamlessly blends sharp social commentary with a heartwarming story of friendship between irresistibly complex characters. A fresh punch-packing debut from an author to watch. The Future Saints by Ashley Winstead. Like I said, I'm currently reading it. I've been reading it for a while, but I hope to finish it in April. Then The Jills by Karen Parkman was so kindly sent to me by the publisher. This follows NFL cheerleaders, Virginia and Jill. Virginia and Jill. And Virginia goes missing when they go to a bar to go drink. Virginia goes missing, and now Jill is like an undercover sleuth. She makes herself one, and she is looking for her friend, her sister. Not like blood sisters, but like best friends. So they're like sisters. The Bandit Queens by Pernani Shroff. I am kind of scared that I'm not gonna like this book. I don't know anything about it. I just know a couple years ago when it came out that all of the booktube girlies were talking about it. So I found it at the used bookstore and I'm like, oh, I have to buy it. But I kind of wish I wouldn't have done that. Then we have How Freaking Romantic by Emily Harding. Then we have Rush Week by Michelle Brandon. Honestly, when I picked this up, I just really wanted to live out my college dream days. I never was a sorority sister, but part of me always wanted to be one. And then this is sorority sister, so it's like sisterhood, but it's during Rush Week and horrific things are happening or happen to the new, they're not called rookies, the new pledges. Then we have Water for Elephants by Sarah Gerlin. This is a historical fiction that takes place at a circus. The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. This is like, takes place in the South. I think it's historical fiction as well. And there's something to do with the spelling bee. Since She Went Away by David Bell. This is a thriller. 3 months earlier, Jenna was supposed to meet her lifelong best friend, Celia. But when Jenna arrived late, she found that Celia had disappeared and hasn't been seen again. Jenna has blamed herself for her friend's disappearance every day since because she was late. Then I have Long Shot and Block Shot by Kennedy Ryan. Honestly, I'm interested in all the Kennedy Ryan books, mainly because my girl Kalani read all of Kennedy Ryan's books, and she stands by most of them. This is in the world of professional basketball. I love a good sports romance. And there are 3 books in the series, but I only have 2 of them. So we'll have to remedy that problem later. I don't know anything else about this other than basketball romance and Kennedy Ryan's name on it. We have A Cosmic Kind of Love by Samantha Young. This is a relationship between an astronaut that just came back down to Earth and a journalist. Well, event planner. She's an event. Forgiving Lies by Molly McAdams. This is a romantic suspense, I think. Says Forgiving Lies is a sexy, hold on the edge of your seat thriller and hot romance. Now I have a thing for guys with lip rings. Then we have Runaway Road by Denby Perry. Honestly, I saw this name of an author and I realized that it's the Runaway series, book 1. So I had to get it because I've heard incredible things about this author. Then I have Lone Wolf by Jodi Picoult. I used to read Jodi Picoult's work. I think it's about this kid that survives this attack on his family. He's the only survivor. And for some reason, he starts being obsessed with wolves. I don't know if wolves are the things that attacked his family on a camping trip or what, but I'm gonna read it. Joe Victim by Paul Klee. All I know about this book is that you follow a serial killer, and I'm sold. When you tell me serial killer. And the last one is I'm Not in Love, I Promise by Lauren Green. This follows a stalker. This is also book 1 in the series. It's vengeful. I just know it's a stalker romance, and that sounded great. That is terrifying. All of those books are terrifying. Okay, and then these ones I've already read. So maybe that can be a positive for me. These 3 are The Kiss Quotient, The Bride Test, and The Heart Principle. I already had a really beat up copy. Mine was in hardback, and I only owned 2 of the 3 books. So when I got the chance, when my family's thrifted, and I got the chance to buy all 3 of them, and they're in relatively good condition, I wanted to replace my hardcover copies, and this time now I have the whole series. So I've since unhauled the hardback versions. I got And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison, and I've already read it. It was the second in the Heartstrings series. The First Time Caller was the first book. This is the second book. The Hot Shot by Piper Rain. I read this one, loved it so much, had to get myself a copy. New books. And the last one is All the Missing Pieces by Catherine Cowles. This was wonderful too. If you haven't heard about it, then I will link you to a video where I talk about it, but I was highly impressed with this book. So now I feel very defeated. Let's see. I have 7 books that I finished. Let's see how many are still on my TBR that I bought this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, so 5, 27 that are unread, and 7 that I have read. So that'd be 27, 28, 29, 30. 30 divided by 34 times 100. Oh my god, 20.5%. Oh my gosh, I need to start reading all of my new to me books, especially if I want to have a TBR of 0 by the end of this year. That means I can't buy books anymore. Is this me going on a book buying ban? I don't want to go on a book buying ban. Oh man, this just made me so sad. Ugh. If you're still with me, please send me like a gold star or a happy face or something else that's positive to help me feel better. I really thought I was doing okay on buying books. Apparently I was. I bought a bunch of books.